Following reports that HP has disabled certain remanufactured ink cartridges in multiple printer models, former RTM World Director David Gibbons spoke with Tricia Judge, Director of the International Imaging Technology Council.
Hello, thanks for joining me. I'm David Gibbons. Today I'm really pleased to be joined by someone I've known professionally for more than 30 years. And while we haven't always seen eye to eye, I've always admired her passion, professionalism and leadership. Tricia Judge, based in Las Vegas, is the Executive Director of the International Imaging Technology Council. It's a role in which she's been a powerful voice for ethics, innovation and fair play in the printer and imaging supplies industry. She's a lawyer, journalist and lobbyist with a law degree from Loyola University Chicago and has deep experience ranging from journalism to negotiation to public speaking. Tricia brings both insight and integrity to every conversation, so that's why I've invited her today. Tricia, it's great to have you here.
David, it's great to be here, and it's always a pleasure to sit down with you and have these conversations. And yes, we don't always see eye to eye, but we keep it professional, and we certainly do respect each other's opinions. But when we do see eye to eye, man, we are a force to reckon with, and that's been the one of the delights of my 30-year career.
You represent the IITC. What is the IITC and what is your principal charter there?
Well, the International Imaging Technology Council was founded almost 30 years ago when all of the toner and inkjet cartridge remanufacturers in North America had little independent groups, little chapters, if you will, of groups that were fighting and advocating for a level playing field, chiefly against the OEMs in our industry, like Hewlett-Packard and Canon and Lexmark. And what we do is we provide advocacy, of course, for cartridge remanufacturers and those that serve cartridge remanufacturing as an industry and whole. And also we provide education, and we also provide best methods, like we administer the STMC quality program. The STMC and logo is one that shows that a cartridge is made by a quality committed remanufacturer or manufacturer.
Now, I'd like to get to the topic of why we're talking today, because you just recently reported that HP is disregarding its own commitment to EPEAT, E-P-E-A-T. What is EPEAT?
EPEAT is the Electronic Product Environmental Assessment Tool. And it was created, oh gosh, more than 20 years ago as a way to qualify an electronic product's environmental commitment. For example, if you have a gold standard product, then you're really committed to the environment. You can have silver, you can have bronze as a certification.
Now, HP, as I understand it, was one of the founders of this whole EPEAT program. Is that right?
Well, I'm not sure if they were a founder, but I know that they have been an active participant for decades, and they were on the committee 10 years ago, the first time I was on it, and they were again on it this year, and we had a very spirited group of OEMs and aftermarket representatives and institutional users, like the Department of Energy was on there, the state of Minnesota, the EPA representatives, and Hewlett-Packard was an active participant, and we started back mid-2023 and didn't finalize our criteria until 2025, the end of 25. So we did this for a long time, and they knew exactly what was in that criteria. Yep. And what was going to what was going to be asked of them in order for them to be considered EPEAT qualified or certified if for their printers, if they wanted to claim that certification. And then, before they're even through the process of qualifying these new printers, the next round of printers for the certification. Here comes HP out with a new firmware update that they call dynamic security, and I know we're going to get into that, where they basically, it has nothing to do with the security of the cartridge. It has to do with locking out competition. It disables the printer from accepting a remanufactured cartridge. Sometimes it keeps them from accepting a new OEM one if it's expired. So
Okay.
it's really quite a tactic, and it's not their first go around with this.
What you're saying then is what they say and what they what they preach and what they practice are two entirely different things. Is this what greenwashing is all about? Some people are saying that HP is guilty of greenwashing. What is greenwashing, and what is HP doing to earn a greenwashing reputation?
Greenwashing is the misleading practice, marketing practice of claiming that you have all these environmental benefits when indeed actually you are trying to frustrate the use of environmental products or the environmental process of reusing or recycling or whatever your product. Anything, any process that you undertake that undermines a positive environmental impact of that product. And greenwashing is pervasive in the printing industry, but no more so than with HP products. They tout their Planet Partners program, which I haven't seen statistics on how many cartridges they get back, but they claim that their reclaimed cartridges are recycled. Well, that means they pelletize them and use energy in the process of recycling them, when reuse and remanufacturing is so far and away the better practice to undertake. So yes,
So
they are
that's
greenwashers.
the fundamental difference between remanufacturing and recycling. I guess
Right,
remanufacturing is a subset of recycling,
right,
but if they just got to do as you say and make pellets out of them,
right.
they're not actually reusing it, which is a higher form of recycling. Is that right?
Well, it's actually funny. It's not a subset of recycling. The environmental hierarchy, and this is from Chat GPT, is reuse, which is the best, remanufacturing or refurbishing,
Okay.
recycling, and then disposal, which of course is the worst.
Now, you mentioned dynamic security a moment ago. This is something that HP is strong about. They're saying that their printers are safe from hacking. Surely HP has the right to upgrade the firmware of its customers' printers to protect them, or is this just a ploy to lock out those who would remanufacture and reuse cartridges like you've just been talking about that still have a life?
Well, you absolutely nailed it on the head. It's a ploy. Look, if you're going to hack into a network, you are not going to go through the printer. The printer is about as far removed from the network as you can get. And let's go even one step further. You certainly are not going to go through the printer cartridge. All the printer cartridge chip does is communicate with the printer to make sure that it's going to work. I mean, it might measure ink levels for you and maybe, look at some other details of the printer, but it has, or of the cartridge, but it is in no way talking to the brains of your network.
Tricia, you and I are both recipients of an award given in the memory of Art Diamond, who was an industry pioneer, author, engineer, and event organizer. Now, those OEMs, and I'm including OEMs and aftermarket players that knew him, would always say that he was balanced and fair in regard to the printer and consumables industry. Now, you knew him well too. What would he be saying about HP in the matter of EPEAT if he was still with us today?
Art Diamond absolutely stood for um, an open, level playing field in the toner and inkjet industries. His photoreceptor conferences and other ink and toner conferences, they were open to aftermarket and OEMs alike, and everybody respected that sacred ground and everybody behaved, and we all discussed things openly and honestly and had some of the best and most intelligent conversations at those events. And at one of them at the photoreceptor conference, I laid out what we were accomplishing in the industry as far as passing pro-reman laws and fighting the OEMs. And he was so pleased to see that the industry had galvanized and come together for such a good cause. And that's just who he was. I mean, he really cared about, putting down the nonsense. He would find it completely distasteful that a company was being so unfair and manipulative to its customers. And that's exactly what HP is doing.
Tricia, thank you for joining me today.
It's been my pleasure. David, like I said, it's always my delight to sit down with you and discuss these issues, and let's do it again soon.
Let's do it again sometime. Thank
I
you.
love it. Okay,
Thanks,
thank you.
Tricia. I'm
Okay.
David Gibbons.